Okay, now we've got the hood loosened up. Got the bolt on both sides at the front of the hood loose. Got the side bolts loose. Back at the dash, at the frame for the dash and the steering back here. So we got all those bolts out and loose. It looks like the gas tank is not attached to the tin work here, thank goodness. I thought somebody told me that. I know they told me in the A's and B's and stuff that the hoods were, but these later models, apparently they're not. And I can't remember if someone told me that they were or if I got them confused. Easily done at my age and whatever. Anyhow, right now working on getting the steering shaft loose. You can see I had got the bolt about out. I had to take and drive on it a little bit. It was awfully tight in there. But we're about ready to finish taking it out. Pull that shaft back so we can get the tin work for the hood up off, and we'll have everything exposed. Okay, we finished getting that bolt out and was working the steering shaft back and forth. I thought it might have been keyed. Here it's splined, you can see. Splines look pretty rough, but I tell you, it steered fine. I mean, there's some play in the steering wheel. I don't think I'm going to worry anything about it. Clean it up, look at it. With that bolt through there, it can't really go anywhere. You're not going to have too much play. Just what little bit would be on that bolt, even if it doesn't, the splines aren't driving as they should, or you know, catching and turning as they should. So I'm not going to worry about it at this point in time. Maybe when we go back together, we might talk to somebody or see something, see what some parts cost and stuff. But at this point, I think it's gonna survive the way it is. Okay, I've been working at this now for 10-15 minutes and have come to discover that in order to get that hood off, I'm going to have to pull the steering shaft clear out. In order to get the steering shaft clear out, I'm going to have to take the steering wheel off. Took the nut off the end of it, the little plate that says power steering on it. Kind of spun it around in a circle, tapped on it with a hammer, and it hasn't been off in a long time, if it's ever been off. So went down the other shop, got my three-arm steering wheel puller. That's a gear puller. It's going to be a steering wheel puller this time. Gonna put it on there. And with a little penetrating oil, loosen that steering wheel up. It sets on, that one sets on a key shaft on the steering wheel. It's splined on the other end. You can't really get them wrong. I guess you could get it 180 degrees, but that wouldn't matter, huh? That really wouldn't matter now that I think it through. Anyway, so that's what we're at right now. I didn't want to try and, I could get that shaft back far enough that it was like right here, the end of it, and I probably could have fought it and got that hood out from under it, but I don't want to gouge the paint up that's there now, simply because I don't want to cause myself, get this light right, I don't want to cause myself more body work. I mean, the tin's real nice. Like I say, there's dings here and there, minor stuff you can see in the paint, but it was dings from the old paint that they never just covered over or anything. So anyway, that's where we're at. Okay, I've been working the last 10 minutes or so with the puller, penetrating oil, beating on the steering wheel basically with a hammer. Not beating on it, but trying to get the penetrating oil down into the shaft around the socket on the steering wheel to get it to free up, to get it come off. It's not budging. I got a real strain on that puller. The next move would be to get the torch and heat it up. But I got to looking and I thought, what else could I do? And I realized that I could slide the frame off of this seat. Just slide it forward and it would come completely off. And that makes enough room to allow me to just bring that whole shaft, steering wheel, everything right back up out. So that's how we're going to do it. And we're just going to let the steering wheel on the shaft. Not worry about it. Okay, got everything loose. I've just pushed up on the hood. Got the front loose, got the back loose. Pushed it up off the filler neck on around the gas tank. Everything's pretty much free. So I think we're about ready to lift her off. I'm going to take it around back here, set it on the seat frame, and kind of see what's going on from this end. Okay. By golly, that's pretty good. I'm liking that. Gas cap back on it just for safety's sake. Okay. Yes, sir, I'm liking that. Okay, one more quick tour around here. We'll see what years have revealed underneath here. A little bit of dirt, grease, mixed. Gas tank looks all right underneath. No real revelations. No money. Nobody stashed their money in the tractor. I didn't find that yet. But I'm still looking. I'm still looking. Air cleaner. I cleaned. You can see where I stopped cleaning. That's how far the hood went up. We'll get that all cleaned up. Get her painted up. Look good. Here for the next spring. I didn't want to have to take the gas tank off if it wasn't necessary, because I just didn't want to get that smell and everything in the shop here. I do share this with my mother-in-law. She was gracious enough to let me bring the tractor in here to tear it down, so I had a place to work this winter. Had some heat in the wintertime. But by the same token, I mean, she still gets up and goes. Good for her. God bless her. But don't want to wear out my welcome, so I'm just looking at the wiring while I'm talking here, back in there. I do need to get back in there to work on that wiring. I may have to pull that frame loose now. Looks like it wouldn't take too much to get that loose, to lay that back, to get in there to rewire all that wiring, change all that. So we'll get into it as we move on here, but by golly, there's about 2.5 hours, 3 hours of work right there. Just working at my own pace. Not, if you did this on a more regular basis, probably could shorten that time up dramatically, but hey, for a hobbyist like me, per se, not bad, I guess. That's it.